That's right.
Mo said, I'm gonna chop it.
Right?
El building es un patrimonio de la ciudad.
As someone that lived not too far away from the Armory, I actually pass the Armory on a daily basis and just wonder, like, what would I do in there if we could make the decision? And at that time, I really had no idea that simultaneously there was actually people just like me who were meeting and learning and developing plans and building a base around this same dream that I had.
I'm really excited to be gathering with you this afternoon, calling for the equitable redevelopment of the Kingsbridge Armory. We've been organizing around the Kingsbridge Armory for nearly 26 years. We want to make sure that we all benefit deeply from this important community asset.
We've been collecting surveys from small businesses, surveys from the residents, that includes the tenants and the homeowners that are here in the neighborhood.
Y hay muchos niños en la comunidad. Sería bueno una escuela, hacer más programas para los jóvenes.
A lot of my high school seniors, they wanted green spaces, community accessible gardens and farms. They wanted de-stressing places.
Since I live in this area, the Armory has been what it is, a place for the patients. What do we want? Community ownership! What do we want? Community ownership! All right.
I just want to hear some popcorn out answers. What is one thing that you love about the community?
Diversity.
I was going to say open fire hydrants during the summer.
Open fire hydrants.
I don't know, man.
I was a teenager when everything was burned down. And I later on found out that it was done like purposely so that some of those landlords could collect insurance. But why did they get away with it to begin with? And I think that we must not repeat history.
Why should it be up to real estate companies who are not even in the city to decide what happens with their land? Why is it not up to us who lives here?
The people who rebuilt this community are now fighting to stay, and it kind of feels immoral.
The Armory has been basically proposed as a mall many different times. This isn't a sort of urban desert the way a lot of people think of quote-unquote poor communities. Oh, they need more shopping options. We need to bring the stores to them. There's actually quite a lot of shopping. The main issue for the Bronx is that wages were too low generally across the board.
Until we own buildings and we own our own community resources, we're forever going to be at the mercy of external forces that are using us to make that money off of our backs.
The first one just like documenting what's in the neighborhood and the community. Any health data that we could find, and that we have many schools, many healthcare centers, so where we have open spaces, where we have supermarkets, and where we have fresh food.
So when you have that information, what do you do with it? Are there either opportunities that we see or recommendations or connections? If there's barbershops and hairdressers, like could there be a training facility?
organizing timeline. And so the Northwest Bronx thought it was really important to highlight all the organizing that the community folks have done within the past 30 years. And so the purpose of this today is to invite folks who have been involved in the fight for the Armory throughout the years to add their name and the year that they became involved, to show that people have been fighting since the very beginning, and to just show how strong and powerful in numbers.
Let's represent what's here.
Yeah,
What's
Jamaican food.
Right.
We like our
Bring back
Southern
a golden crust.
food.
Yeah. Bring back
bring back a golden crust. For all communities in the Bronx. We got our Jewish communities. We some lots. Let's have a nice Jewish deli. Come on.
La primera pregunta fue, en su opinión, ¿cómo ha cambiado o crecido el Bronx en los últimos 30 años?
Tuvieron que combinarse cuatro ingresos, que vienen siendo mis dos hermanas, mi madre y mi hijo mayor, que vive con ella. Arriba de $100,000. Si no, no se lo daban. ¿Y cuántos dormitorios creen que son?
Whatever happens in the Armory will have a huge impact in the housing stock around the neighborhood. We have to bring this aspect to the conversation.
I'd like to see the Armory turned into a studio or a stage with an educational component.
En el campo de la tecnología, estamos enseñando clases gratuitamente.
Bring the International Salsa Museum to the Kingsbridge.
So my thing is just making sure that it's going to be built safely and using union work. A lot of times with non-union shops, they're pushing people. They work on the fact that people don't know the laws. They don't know that you can say no.
People like to stick to the same routine that we know doesn't work, and often trying new things is like something that scares the real estate market, and I anticipate that the Armory will kind of set the ground for other acquisitions in the neighborhood, and also other community launches as well.
The practice of going through that conversation of saying, what does it mean to own something together? What are the structures that we have to build? Just the practice of developing that now gives us the experience to be able to do this again.